Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show in which it is the stupid things that people say and do. Okay. And so let's get right into this. Um, this is really this is what I've said so many times that people really do have to start to use the brain. Now, I'm going to give you two examples of what I meant by this topic. First example is not too long ago, maybe like a few months ago or something like that. There's a gentleman that owned a local bar, right? And he refused to go by the rules and regulations of the reopening, and he disregarded the social distancing, the wearing of the masks, the limited capacity, and um, he even said so many times, even on social media, that he refuses to obey anything. And I mean, this guy was really cocky. He really was. And he got into so much trouble, right? He's got fines off the wazoo. And at one point, officers went to go and arrest him. And which one night after he closed down, officers saw him and they went to go and arrest him, and he ran, and the officers ran after him, and this idiot got into his car, his vehicle, I should say, his vehicle, and he ran over an officer. How disgusting is that? Okay. And this guy really thought that he was untouchable. Needless to say, um, this man got arrested, uh, and he was let out on his own recognizance, and he's been going back and forth to courts, right? And in which one of the court hearings, he won, and people were like, how could this guy win any court case after he runs over an officer? He goes around bragging and all over social media that he's going to constantly disobey the rules and regulations. He's going to do whatever he feel likes, and so on and so forth. And um, this guy was being a real asshole, really. And so, anyways, talking about karma, the last court hearing that this guy went to, the judge finally threw the book at him and said, your business shut down, done. And and if he tries to do anything to try to reopen, he's going to be in the worst trouble of his life. So, anyway, you want to talk about karma? And then, I mean, really, this is going along the topic, the stupid things that people say and do. If he would have just listened and obeyed by the rules and regulations of the social distancing, the wearing of the mask, the limited capacity, you know, he wouldn't be having these problems. But no, he took it down a whole other different route and thought that he's untouchable and all this other stuff. And you run over an officer? Seriously? And you think that's okay? The officers were just doing their job. They weren't doing anything illegal or whatever. They were just literally doing their job. And just because you don't like the rules and regulations doesn't mean that you're above them. If you obeyed by them, you wouldn't be in this trouble. So finally, karma caught up with them, and kicked him in his ass. And now the judge threw the book at him and said, your business is done. Can't reopen. That's it. And after one, and if this guy didn't open up his mouth, especially all over social media, I mean, seriously, he went bragging about things and so on and so forth. Wow, really? So stupid things that people say and do. And I'm going to give you another example. Okay. Yesterday, I had to run an errand, and in which I brought my shopping cart with me, and I was going to a local supermarket. And along the way, it was actually at quite of a distance. I saw this incident, and which I thought, because it was from, like, again, I said it was from a far distance. It looked like it was a car accident, but as I got closer, I saw that it was not a car accident. And the driver of this vehicle, she was calling her father, her uncle, and this one and that one, and crying, "Oh, come please help me with my car. I got stuck." And the situation in regards to her being stuck is that she was uh, she was coming out of the drive-through of a bank, and as she was pulling out, now keep in mind this was pure daylight out still. Okay, it was not nighttime, it was not dark, pure daylight out, and um, along the drive, along the road or whatever of the drive-through for this bank, you see huge, bright yellow arrows that show the drivers where to turn in order to get out of the drive-through parking lot or whatever. And this dumbass of a stupid, I mean, she was really stupid. She was not paying attention to the road, and um, as she was, instead of going along the way that the arrows were showing her, this dumbass decides to go straight, and then her car went off of a huge sidewalk and got stuck between the sidewalk and the street. And a lot of people that were passing by her were laughing at her, right? And rightfully so. She deserved it. She deserved it. And then she's crying now on the phone to her father, her husband, whatever, whoever the hell it was. And she's begging, "Oh, please come help me." And there was a gentleman across the street who was trying to explain to her how to move backward and, move the car backwards and forwards in order for it to go back up on the sidewalk, because this dumbass was trying to get her car back on the sidewalk. And people are laughing at her and whatever. And I'm like, instead of coming back onto the sidewalk, since this stupid ass is already more than halfway out into the street anyhow, you move her car up if you can get, if you could, and then let her go onto the street. Seriously. And then, and I'm like, how could you not see gigantic, bright yellow arrows? And it's in broad daylight. It's not dark outside. And you couldn't follow the arrows? It's that hard of a job? Honestly? And then so the guy that was across the street, he's like, "Oh, just leave her alone. She's a young kid. She made a mistake." And everybody's laughing at her. Everybody else that was around was laughing hysterical at her. And personally, I would have left her there. Stay there, because you're a stupid ass. You got to bring up your ass because you don't know how to fucking follow the big yellow bright yellow. I'm talking bright yellow, huge arrows, and that showed you how to turn in order to go out properly out of the drive-through parking lot. You know, and so at that point, I just had to keep walking and get to my destination. And after I got out of the supermarket, um, noticed that she was gone, and um, so clearly that situation was taken care of. You know, who knows if she did damage to her front end or whatever the case may be. But again, personally, I would have left her there. I mean, wow, you couldn't follow the simple directions of the big yellow, bright yellow arrows to show you where to turn and how to get out of the drive-through parking lot safely in the correct way. And so, I mean, wow. And this is what I talk about when the stupid things that people say and do. And so um, it's just incredible. And lately, I've been seeing so many and hearing so many people saying and doing stupid, idiotic things, and it's just insane. And again, personally, I would have left her there. You deserve it. You deserve it. She deserved being laughed at and whatever. And I'm not saying that she did it purposely. She did it stupidly. So you deserve to be laughed at. And luckily, the gentleman across the street, helped her to really helped her to get her vehicle freed, and she took off to wherever. So the stupidity of people, unbelievable. More morons out there than ever before, honestly. So, but anyways, I wanted to remind all my fans out there to please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That'll be greatly appreciated. And yes, the last situation, the last example that I just gave, yeah, I was laughing too as well because it was so stupid. It was funny. I mean, you got your car stuck. I mean, wow. So, but I hope people can get a good laugh out of that too. So she deserved it. But anyways, I also want to remind all my fans out there about my business, Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there is AIHNY.com. You guys could check out all the pages on there. And don't forget to go to the other website that my husband and I have together, titled AWLDNY. And the link to there is AWLDNY.com. And you guys can purchase a lot of our items on there. Um, I just got done finished making my very first women's perfume, and it's called Summer Love. And so you guys can shop to your heart's content on there. We have a whole bunch of things on there, from jewelry to men's cologne, women's perfume. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a whole bunch of great things on there. So you guys could shop to your heart's content. And and again, you guys could also check out my other site called Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there again is AIHNY.com. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.